Hello everyone and welcome to a game of Space Base. This is a friendly game against Alex. This is not a super high level game. My ELO is 309. Alex's at the time of this game was around 230. So you're not going to get super high level strategy here. I love to play games. I suck at many of them. I still love to play them. I'm going to talk about the choices I made, and sometimes they'll be really bad choices. That's half the fun. That's how you learn. If you have better ideas than I do, you spot where I've gone horrifically wrong, let me know in the comments. I love to get that type of feedback. I'm a big boy. I can take it. Hit me with where I've gone wrong and the idiot moves that I've done. I'll own it. It's fine.
I found you at last. No matter how hard you hide, I will find you.
Molly, what are you doing? Why are we here? I'm trying to show people a game of Space.
Yet another game you suck at, Justin.
I've already told them that. Everyone, meet Molly, my AI gaming super brain. She often jumps in with post-match commentary highlighting my weaknesses.
There are plenty of them.
Fine. Now, can I get back to showing the good people the game and you jump in and criticize me where you see fit?
Of course.
Great. Let's get back to the game. I'm going to walk you through some of the choices I made, why I made those choices. Maybe it'll help you out in your games of Space Base. So let's dig into this game. We've got here our starting cards. We're playing a Lightspeed variant. A Lightspeed variant is, I prefer it to a regular Space Base start. You get dealt 6 cards. 4 of them are level 1s. 2 of them are level 2s. You get 15 credits to begin with and 1 income. The 15 credits you use to buy the cards from those 6 that are your starting card choices. It means that you start the game with a few sectors with some more powerful cards on them, because your starting cards are really bad in this game. It also means with the 1 income, you're able to generally buy a level 1 card every turn, because you only need to gain 1 income. The minimum cost of a level 1 card is 2, the maximum cost of a level 1 card is 5, so you can generally pick up cards reasonably easy. If you don't spend all of the 15, you begin the first turn with the extra credits you've saved. This can be a technique when you want to pick up a particular card that you're seeing in the market. So let's see what cards we've got and what kind of choices we might make. Now, disclaimer, this game was a few weeks ago. I haven't rewatched the replay, so I might be looking back at this and saying, oh my god, what a crazy move that I just made. Why did I do that? That's part of the learning process. I love sharing that. So again, feel free to jump in and happily call me an idiot where you see me being an idiot.
I will.
Now, what are our choices here? I like to look for a sector that we can put 2 or more cards on. And we've definitely got Sector 7. We've got 2 cards there available. We have this card, which allows us to swap our sectors 4 and 9. That's when you swap cards, you're going to swap all the cards, both on station and deployed. So the red ones that you've flipped to their red abilities and the card you have on there. So that's a bit stronger later in the game. I'm not that worried about it. However, gaining 2 victory points and buying a card, our little deployed ability down here, that's quite useful 2 victory points every time we activate it. And it's on a 7, which is not the most activated sector. 6 is the most activated sector because we're rolling 2 dice and choosing to activate either the value shown on both dice or the sum of the values. If it was just the sum, then the 7 would be the most activated. It's still a fairly frequent activation.
Justin is right about the activation differences. I know, I'm shocked too that he's right about something. The 6 value sector is actually activated the most, almost 3 times as often as the 7 sector. This is followed by the 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 sectors, all of which activate more frequently than the 7 sector. That is why you will find weaker cards appearing on lower number sectors.
So we could squeeze a few victory points out. If we're squeezing 7, 8 victory, 8 victory points out in the game from that, that's quite good. So we want that. I want to deploy that as quickly as possible. I don't want to leave it there and just be accumulating 3 cubes on that sector to swap my 4 and 9s. There is a 9. Do we have 4s and 9s to buy? There's 1 4, 1 9. Neither of them are particularly exciting. There is a decent level 4. Again, let's swap 1 and 12. There's no exciting combo for swapping 4 and 9, so I'll probably pick that 7 first and then put this 7 on top of it so that we deploy this ability to spend a cube and buy a card. Probably those would be the only 2 cards I would buy. Why? Because sat down here in the first row is a card that allows us to activate multiple sectors. So that's quite juicy. I would like to say 5 credits to purchase that as soon as possible, especially as I will have loaded up my Sector 7 with 2 deployed ships. I will have, when I purchase this, I'm going to get this card deployed, so that will be 2 credits as a deployed ability, and buying a card and getting 2 victory points. So 2 credits and 2 victory points every time my opponent rolls a 7. I'm liking it. And if we can get this 8, then we can activate the 8 and the 7 together every time our opponent rolls an 8. Oh, that will be quite good. So I really want that combo. Let's see what I actually pick. Before we do, let's just have a little look around the... We've got a good 10 here, very cheap, nice and easy to pick up, and it will sit well with this 10 if we can get our paws on it. 3 income, very strong. It's good to get a decent income at the beginning of the game, around 5 to 7 income. That means you're picking up level 2s all the time. Level 2s will range from 7 credits to 9 credits in cost. And it also lets you stretch into level 3s, which range from 12 to 14 credits. In the level 3s, nothing too exciting. There is an 8 with 6 victory points and a 10 with 7 victory points, matching with the 10 here. There's also another 10 here and an 8 there. So 8s and 10s, we could pick up a good combo if we are able to. Let's see what we actually did.
That would be a smart move. I bet you forget.
I didn't save the money. I decided to take a risk instead.
I told you would forget. Idiot.
I purchased the 4 card and I left myself 3 money and 3 money to purchase. Now I've rolled a 7, which means I'm going to grab the income likely. I mean, it's 2 money and 1 income, or activating 5 and 2 is 2 money. It's a no-brainer.
Perfect for you.
If I activate the 7, I gain the 2 money. That takes me to 5 credits. I can purchase the 8. That's likely to be my plan.
Let's hope so.
Let's have a look what our opponent did. So our opponent took 4 cards. He's got a 7. He's got a decent 7 there.
It's better than your 7 sector card.
He's purchased 2 11s. So he's got a strong 11 and 12. So he's going for the higher numbers perhaps. The market doesn't really support 11 and 12s. It's 8 and 10s. So it's interesting he's done that. 7 is always a good choice at the beginning because you'll activate it fairly often. Now, we activate the 7, we gain the income, we gain 2 credits. What are we going to purchase? I would say, without a doubt, the 8 sector multiple activation arrows. And there we go. Opponent rolls an 8, lucky for us. We just loaded up our 8 with a deployed sector. It's going to give Alex 3 credits. So he bought a sector 9 card. He bought this card, giving him 3 credits and 1 money. 3 credits and 1 income. So he's pushing his income here. He's got income over there. Smart move at the beginning of the game for sure.
Smarter than you for sure.
We have we rolled an 8, which again we just activate the 7 sector. We're going to activate the 8, immediately trigger the 7 sector. Our other choice is to activate the 9. Why would we take 1 income when we can take 2 credits and 1 income? And there is this 7, another 7 sat there. Now we do have a choice here because when we purchase that 7, and I'm going to assume we purchase that 7, it's good because again it's multiple activations. We can activate once we've deployed that 8 card and this 7 card. We'll be able, whenever our opponent rolls a 7, we can activate sectors 7, 8 and 9, which is excellent. We'll be getting huge rewards. But short term, we're going to put that 7 down. It's going to give us 1 credit and activate sector 8. At the minute sector 8 has nothing. So we'll be getting 1 credit and 1 income from the level 9 sector instead of 2 credits and 1 income. So we're losing a credit by buying it, but we're looking at the longer game here. It's any card that activates multiple sectors is quite strong in space base. I can't imagine us not buying that card. And there we go. In fact, we do buy it. Alex rolls a 6, a 4 and a 2. A 4 and a 2 will give him 2 money, a 6 will give him 1 money, so he's going to activate a 4 and a 2. He had no sectors to activate when we rolled an 8. The 4 and the 4 is nothing, the 8 is the nothing. So he's a bit short on money. He's going to have 3 money. Probably this 6 is not a bad choice for him. If he's building his 11, 12 and 9, he might go for the 10. We will see. We're lucky we get a credit for the 4 result. And with our income of 3, this is going to tell quite quickly because a few extra credits for us, we're going to very quickly start purchasing the level 2s. He puts it on his sector 9 again. So he's building up his sector 9. We've rolled a double 1, so we'll activate sector 1 twice, get 2 money. We are going to make a purchase. Now, I quite like grabbing a 6. 6 is the most commonly activated sector in the game. My eyes are open for a 7 and an 8. There's an 8 here. We could save the money, but with 3 income, I think we're fairly safe to purchase the 6 here and then grab hold of this. It's not in any great danger that Alex is going to steal it from us unless we roll a high number and activate something like the 11 for him.
A better line would have been to have saved the money and gone after the level 2 8 sector card. This would have allowed Justin to deploy his current 8 sector ship and start doing multiple sector activations.
By the 5. Okay, that's interesting that we bought the 5. No doubt we're thinking about loading up the 10 because we saw the 10 at the beginning. There's a few 10s. There's an 11 there, which we're probably going to fight with Alex for. There's an 8. This will allow us to modify the dice. Also, if we do roll a 6, a sum of 6, we can push it for that, what is becoming quite a powerful 7 now. Alex rolls a 9. We get the 4 and the 5, which gives us 2 credits. We're well on the way to grabbing this 8. So he bought a level 2 and he stole the 8 from us. The 9 that he rolled gave him the 6 money. I said he was away unless we roll something high. He rolled it himself, so he grabbed it. He's being unlucky with activating for income. He's picked cards that give him decent credit value, which can offset some of the income problems at the beginning. We gained 2 money, activating sector 3 twice. Unlucky, we couldn't grab that 7. It would have been perfect to have purchased that 8 sector, but I'm quite liking this sector 10 3 income. 3 income's very, very powerful. You activate it 2 or 3 times and you are really set up for the game. But again, going for a sector 6 this time. Oh, and the 9 has come out here.
This is a bad move by Justin. While the 6 sector activates more often than the 10 sector, the 3 income boost could be game-changing.
Alex rolls a 7. It's going to give him 4 money and an income, and quite likely he's going to grab that 9. In fact, he does. We roll an 8. You cannot infinite loop here. I can't activate the 8, which activates the 7, which activates the 8, which activates the 7. You can activate one sector only once in a turn. This would give us one credit and a income. I'm likely to do that as opposed to 2 credits. There's nothing here that for 10 that would that I'm going to buy. Everything is 7 or 8, so I'm thinking I would grab that 10 next. Yes. We could use this to get 2 victory points and buy. We have 0 credit, 0 gold, so we won't actually be able to buy, but it would just give us 2 victory points. We decide to hold on to it. Alex rolls an 11, which is great for him. 8 money. We're getting 2 money by activating the 5 and the 6. and he buys sector 10, which is good for a couple of reasons. It blocks us from grabbing that 10 and making our sector 10 more powerful. Here we've rolled a 5 and a 1. We decided to activate the 5 and get a credit. We've then made a purchase of this 8 sector card. It's a 2 times. 2 times can be very strong if we can get hold of these cards. With the victory points, you can activate them to double the rewards. You could be getting 14 or 12 victory points in one turn. I quite like the 8. It's a little bit of a gamble. I mean, you've got to roll the sector to put the cube on it. I prefer it in the deployed position rather than the on station. I think the red rewards are easier to not worry about because you have other deployed cards on that sector, so you're getting something. When you're activating it as an on station reward, you're only activating it. It's an 8. You have to activate it as a sum. So you're just charging it up. For that reason, I prefer it in the deployed. And it does tend to come into its own later in the game when you have a big stack of deployed cards like we're getting on the 7 sector, and then you can just activate it and away you go. Alex rolls an 8, great for us. We can activate the 8 sector and get 5-7 money, while this allows us to place a cube down as a deployed ability. So when we activate this card in the deployed section in our opponent's turn, we get to put the cube down. We can only gain the victory point in our own turn. That's so you charge it as a red ability, you use the ability in your own turn as a blue card, and that's because you don't get a buy action during your opponent's turn. You only get one in your own turn. So it's an easy sector 8 activation here. What are we looking to buy? If we activate sector 8, we're going to gain 7 money, taking us to 11. We're going to be just shy of being able to buy a level 3. This level 12 is a bit out of the way. The 3s and the 2s. The 3 probably more useful than the 2. The 6 is not bad. I wouldn't buy it for the swap ability. I would buy it for the 1 income that I can leave on the 6 at that point. Let's see what we decided to do. We saved the money. Oh, of course we did. That was in Alex's turn. Pay attention, Justin, pay attention. We've rolled a 10. We can change that to an 11. Why would we? We could activate, we get 1 money and 1 victory point, but here it's an easy pick of 3 income, taking us to 7 income. That's going to make us very, very strong because it's pretty much auto buying level 2s from now on. And there are some decent level 2s around with victory points. There's another 8 here so we can get this card deployed. No, that's not an 8, that's an 8 money.
Please forgive Justin. His tiny brain is clearly overloaded at this point.
There's some good victory points kicking around, possibly the 11, but it's a little bit of a stretch. Certainly this 10 and this 8 we will be wanting to save up for. Picking up the victory points now. We did use our ability to make the purchase using whatever money we've got left, which is 3 coins. There's a 10 sector here. where we can build up our 10 sector again, or we could immediately buy one of these. This 3 sector to put 1 victory point on the 3. Victory points on low numbers, they can activate, you can activate them so many times during a game. When you've got them deployed, they can be quite strong, especially early in the game. That could be something that we could go for here. It's worth using this ability first because as you can see, when we use the buy a card ability, it doesn't leave us with our money zeroed. If we do a normal buy action, we will end up with our money zeroed, and then we will use this and we will have no money, so we would just gain victory points. So using it in this order is the best way to do it. You use the ability first, it doesn't zero your money, then you make your regular buy action. And in fact, there we go, we pick up the 3, strengthening that, getting a victory point. And now it starts to get a little bit interesting. Do we activate the 4 and the 3, which will give us a victory point and 2 credits, or 5 credits and we charge up our buy ability? At this stage, we are still building our sectors, so we're going to want to pick the 7 sector. We're going to want to activate the 7 sector, get another charge, get a second purchase ability in there, also get another 2 victory points. 2 victory points better than, so it's 2 victory points and 5 credits versus 1 victory point, 2 credits. Alex has rolled a 7. 7 is going to give him 4 money and an income. You can see his income is catching up, but this 3 income ability really jumps you ahead. Really jumps you ahead. Any 3 income card, very, very strong. Alex has put a level 3 on sector 8, so he's grabbed one of those victory point ones that we really wanted. So he knows what we're after. Also, with it being his sector 9 being able to double activate, that's strong. You can see his 7 to 12s are good. If he could find another one of these, there are 8, 9, 10 and 11. 12 has a one-way activation. The 7 one-way activation we've already got. The 8 we've already got, but the 10 and 11 is still in the level 1 deck somewhere. That could be really strong for him. Then he will probably want some of these dice manipulation cards so that he can activate, push it to the higher numbers. We roll a 3. For us, that's just activate the 3. A 1 and a 2 gives us 2 credits. The 3 gives us 2 credits. Exactly the same. We have 6 money to purchase. It's going to be a level 1. We're using our ability here. If you can see down here, we did gain the 5 credits and the ability. We've removed the cube so that we can make a purchase. We've gained 2 victory points. The 7 is very good for us here, simply because that will allow us to chain these together. Then we'll be looking for a 9 so that we can build up our 9, so we can activate 7, 8 and 9 all together. And that will be our powerhouse then. In fact, we purchased the 7. Alex rolls a 7. It's a nice easy purchase, easy activation for us there. We're going to activate our 7 sector, 6, 7, 8 money, and charge our ability again. So we've already gained 4 victory points. 4 victory points is the equivalent of buying a 12 value colony. So we're really getting value out of that card. Really getting value. Alex has rolled a 7. He's going to get another income of 4 coins. And he bought a level 1 10 sector again. He's building his engine over here, 7 to 12 sectors. He's buying some level 1s, hoping to see the 10 or 11 arrow activator. A Wells class star cruiser.
We have already seen how higher sector activation chances are much lower. Alex has taken a risk here, hoping the higher rewards on those sectors will pay off. Hopefully they will, and Justin will lose.
Wells class star cruisers. That's exactly what those arrow activators are. We've rolled a 7. We don't want to activate the 5 and the 2. Our 5 has already got a cube on it. We could activate it, push it to an 8, activate our 2 times, but again, that would be losing 4 credits. We've already got 15. Buying the 7 colony, we've got all this activation here. You could, it's fine to buy a colony card and cap that off. We don't want to keep buying 7s. But that's 27 credits to buy. That's a lot of saving. I don't think that's worth doing at the moment. So let's see what we decide to do. We did in fact go for the 8, not to gain any credits. And we then purchased a level 3 on sector 10. So he stole the sector 8 victory point card from us. Here's the sector 10 victory point card that we have now claimed. Another reason to activate this is that if we can get, we rolled a 10, that's 14 victory points. Nice, and that will take us halfway to winning the game. We're already at 6. Alex is going to roll a 10. 3 credits and 2 income versus 3 credits, so it's an easy pick of the 10 sector for us. That's going to take us to 9 income. 9 income is going to be level 3s being purchased now. So Alex buys the victory point card for the 2 for the same reason, sector 2, same reason that we bought the one for the sector 3. His is a level 3, it's a bit more powerful. We'll have 2 victory points. Those can be really strong. If you can get the sector 2, 3 and 4 of these cards all deployed, you can be gaining 2 or possibly 4 victory points every time your opponent takes a turn. If you've got them deployed, it's really strong. So we've rolled a 7, 1 and a 6. It's identical rewards here, 4 credits or 4 credits, so it doesn't really matter. We could double it and get 8, but it's not going to do anything for us. 18, we'd purchase a sector 4. Sector 4 is still weak. I don't really see the need, and it's still early in the game to be buying colonies. If we take 4 credits, we can purchase a level 3. The 9 is probably the one that we want to grab there. Again, not to be swapping 1 and 12. We haven't got anything there worth swapping, but simply to be able to deploy it so that we can get those 3 victory points on the 9. That will give us a bunch of credits and 3 victory points every time we hit 7 or 8. So, it'll be nice and strong, and that's exactly what we buy. Alex rolls an 8, and we activate our 8 and 7 sectors, putting us to 17 credits. Alex has rolled an 8, which is 6 victory points for him. It will leave him a bit low on credits, but his other option is just to gain 2 credits, so he's going to gain the 6 victory points, I would say. And he purchases a level 3. Yes, he's buying level 1, sorry. He's buying the dice manipulation. There are some decent level 2 dice manipulation that let you push up a dice, the sum of the dice value by 2 points. This pushes it up by one arrow. But it's the only one available to him, so he's grabbed that, even though it cost him 4 money. He had 7, but he's equaled victory points. He's lagging behind on income, although that's a reasonable income, and I think we will start to see that income difference tell. Another 7 activation. Do we need the 4 credits? Probably not. We might just do 5 and 2 here, which will again give us the ability to modify the dice. Could be great to activate at 10. If we roll a 9, rather than just put a useless cube here, we can put it on the 10, double it, get 14 victory points. We did gain the 4, and then we used it to purchase a level 7 card. Yes, that's a very, very good card to grab. 6 victory points there, 7 there, and now you can see how we're shifting our game. We're buying victory point cards now. We used our ability to make that purchase, so we still have 7 credits left. We can buy a sector 4 level 1 card, and Alex rolls a 4, immediately letting us get 2 credits for that. He skips buying a card, so he's holding his money. Again, he activated sector 2 twice, gaining 6 victory points. He's obviously holding that money. He wants to buy something. What are you after, Alex? Possibly this card, possibly this, to continue strengthening his sectors over here. He hasn't been able to purchase a 9. He needs a 9 sector. This is not bad leaving it here, because it can activate the 6 victory points on the 8 sector with it. We've rolled a 6 and 3. 6 and 3 would give us 5 credits, and the 9 would give us this, which is nothing. It would just put 1 cube there. I would have loved to have kept this to be able to push that one up and get 14 victory points, but those are the breaks. So in this case, we'll probably take the credits and start looking. I don't know, is there anything really worth buying? We could grab this 10 card simply to flip these victory points here. Let's have a look what we do. So we gained 5 credits and we purchased this, the 4. So this is a nice income over here. 3 and 3. So here it's an easy 2 victory points, 2 credits for us. 3 and 3 for Alex. That's unlucky. Otherwise it's just 1 credit. Feeling he's going to want to put the cube down. Yes, he does in fact. What does he buy? He buys a card on sector 7. So this is a very strong card. All opponents lose 4 victory points and you get to buy 1 or 2 cards. Very nice card. Revealed unfortunately when we purchased our 4 sector level 3 card. Now here we've got a 5 and a 6, which would give us 3 credits. Not really anything interesting here. place one charge anywhere possibly would have been a good pick here. We've got a few charges that we can place. There's three decent locations for putting a charge, so that could have been our purchase, and it would have got this to the deployed. So rolling a 7, we could really get an enormous amount of credits and use it to get into colonies. What did we decide to do? We gained the money and the cube, and we purchased the victory points. With this cube here on the 2 times, somebody rolling a double 6, that's 18 victory points, that's 14, and that's 12. Here we see a 6 and a 2, a 6 and a 2 that Alex has rolled. So we can activate our 8, and then we're going to choose, do we want the 7 or the 9? Obviously we're going to activate the 7 there. The 8 for Alex is going to give him another 6 victory points. So he's keeping up with us by hitting his victory point cards often. So he's going up in big jumps. We're more steadily going up with the 2s and the 1s. We roll a 9. Now here we can obviously make that a 10 and get 14 victory points. We are falling behind now with victory points. Alex is accelerating. He did buy a level 1 colony card here for 9 credits. Not the best, but I suppose that was all he had. We've got 20. That's definitely a colony card purchase. We've got enough on the 4, sector 4, probably a sector 4 or a sector 5 purchase here. Yes, and that's exactly what we do. We gain 14 victory points by using, so we use the sector 5 cube. We activate our sector 10 instead of 9. Remember, we only bought this sector 9 card for that 3 victory point deployed ability. We double that to 14. That takes us to 26, and then we purchase the sector 4 card. And it takes us to 24. We then activate the ability on our 7 sector to gain 2 points, taking us to 26. We then make a purchase with that, taking us to 32 victory points. So that's a 22 point gain in 1 turn. That's enormous. And we've still got 2 money left. We can buy a sector 1 or a sector 5. This stage, I don't think we want to really modify that sector 5, because then we'll need 2 cubes to double ability, double activation. And it's kind of doing work for us at the moment, so probably this sector 1. Nope. And that's a great case of being an idiot. The 1 would have probably been the better purchase there. This late stage, we're in the final race now for 40. Making this a double activation is going to hurt. Alex rolls an 8, so another 6 victory points for him. And for us, that's going to be an easy sector 7 activation, which is going to give us another 2 victory points and a bunch of credits. So he buys the sector 2 colony card here. That's given him 10. He is getting very, very close. So we activate our sector 7. That's 7 victory points for us straight away. 6 victory points for us straight away, taking us to the 40. We then use our ability on Sector 7 to gain another 2 and let us buy a card. We have the Sector 3 colony card available for another 5 points, which will take us to 45. That's exactly what we're going to do. We were the first player, so Alex is going to get another turn, but we've made it that he needs to get 14 victory points to beat us. He could activate his Sector 8, which would give him 6, but then he would need to purchase the Sector 6 colony card for 24. There is no way he's going to reach that, even though he is now caught up with us on income. Just buying a Sector 6 as the last card. Alex has rolled a 7. So he could deduct us 4 victory points, but that would still leave us over 40, would leave us at 41. It's not going to save him. The 7, we could activate 4 and 3 or the 7. The 4 and 3 is the better choice. We're not going to get another turn, and this gives us 1 extra victory point. Rather, this would only give us the 2 victory points in our turn. We're not going to get that turn. And there we go. So we end at 46. Alex uses his ability to switch the 7 to an 8, I believe. He rolls 7. Yes, he increases it to 8, gains his 6 victory points, comes out at 39. We've hit 46. And we win. Very enjoyable game of Space Base, a nice race to the finish. And for us, it was our Sector 7-8 engine that really did the work for us, whereas that Sector 8 6 victory points really let Alex jump up in big leaps. If we could have grabbed that at the beginning, that would have made us unstoppable, I think. Instead, we grabbed the 10. We only activated it once, but because we had the double sector, that gave us 14 victory points. That was a nice, the equivalent of activating this more than twice. So, worked out for us in the end. I hope you enjoyed this game of Space Base.